As a young Muslim from Pakistan, I never imagined leaving my home country. It was a twist of fate, a path I hadn't planned for, but one that unfolded by Allah's design. He led me to England, where I pursued higher studies, for a reason I would only understand later, to reveal to me how Christians view Jesus in a way I had never anticipated. I spent many Christmases in England, first with my classmates and later with my colleagues. Each holiday, my colleagues went out of their way to make sure I felt at home, taking special care to ensure that the food was halal and that I had time to pray. They were kind, considerate, and deeply respectful of my beliefs. Their actions, a testament to the spirit of inclusivity they held dear. But even as I embraced their warmth, something within me was quietly disturbed, waiting for a moment of revelation. One such moment came on a quiet winter holiday, when I wandered into a church, seeking to appreciate its architecture. The beauty of the stained glass windows, the grandeur of the seating arrangement, the delicate details of the high ceilings. All of it was captivating, an artistic triumph. I found myself lost in the church's serenity. Then my eyes fell upon the statue of Prophet Jesus on the cross. Beneath the image, the words, "God is good," were emblazoned on the wall. A deep, unsettling wave washed over me. The cross, in my eyes, was not merely a symbol of faith, but one of painful misrepresentation, a symbol of torture, suffering, and abandonment by God. For Christians, it seemed, Jesus was remembered only by the cross, by the suffering, and the brutal moments of his life. The focus was always on the torture he endured, as though the entirety of his existence was encapsulated in that one moment of pain. They carried the cross everywhere, not just in churches, but in their daily lives. As pendants around their necks, as earrings, even as keychains. It hung on walls in their homes, displayed with reverence, as if Christianity itself was reduced to the cross, a symbol of torture. If there was anything they carried related to Jesus, it was always the cross. It was as though his suffering was the only memory worth preserving, the only aspect of his life worth venerating. To me, as a Muslim, this was a distortion. The life of Jesus, his teachings, his miracles, and his message of compassion and hope were lost in the endless cycle of remembering his execution. They held those moments of suffering sacred, as though the essence of who he was could only be found in his death. But for us, as Muslims, the truth about Jesus was far broader. His story was one of faith, of divine protection, and of the truth that he was neither crucified nor forsaken by God. He was raised and honored by Allah. I knew the cross held a different meaning for the Christians around me, but in that moment, I felt a quiet rebellion within. I wished I could rip the cross from the wall and replace it with just one simple phrase: God is good. For God is indeed good, yet everything about that cross felt like a distortion, a painful misrepresentation of the truth of Jesus' life and the divine protection that surrounded him. As I stood there, the beauty of the church did little to comfort me. I realized that no matter how caring or considerate my friends were, there was an irreparable divide between our beliefs. The values they held dear conflicted with the truth I had been raised to believe. But despite this, I knew one thing for certain: my faith, my beliefs, and my connection to Allah remained unshaken, no matter where I stood in the world.